Imagine this. Every 23 years, a terrifying monster called the Creeper wakes up. For 23 days, it hunts people and feeds on them. Then, just as quickly, it disappears for another 23 years. Today is the 22nd day. The final hours are ticking down before it vanishes again, and what happens next will leave you on the edge of your seat. Get ready. The hunt is about to start. The story begins on a quiet farm. A young boy, Billy, is working hard, setting up straw men in his father's fields. His father, Jack, tells him to hurry up and finish. They also have a dog, and it's acting strange, barking nonstop at something in the distance. Billy's older brother is there too, helping their dad by arranging the straw men. But then, Billy spots something weird. A huge, twisted straw man standing in the field, and it doesn't look quite right. As he gets closer, he notices something even stranger. Its arms and legs are moving. Scared out of his mind, Billy runs to his father and brother, shouting for help. Before they can even react, the straw man suddenly jumps into the air and starts chasing the boy. But it's not a straw man. It's the Creeper, and it's come for its next victim. Billy screams as he runs, calling for his family. Jack, the father, hears his son's cries and grabs a gun. He and the older brother rush to the field, but by the time they get there, the Creeper has already swooped Billy into the sky. The father and son watch in horror, unable to do anything as the creature disappears with the boy, leaving them behind in shock and disbelief. The next day, a school bus full of students is traveling down a deserted road. Among them is a boy named Scott, sitting at the back of the bus. He seems upset, lost in his thoughts. Suddenly, the bus comes to a stop because one of the tires gets punctured. The situation quickly turns stressful since they are far from the main road and the city, with no signal on their phones to call for help. The bus driver steps out to check the tire and is startled to find a sharp tool stuck in it, a shuriken, or throwing star. Even more disturbingly, a human tooth is embedded in the weapon. As the driver tries to figure out what happened, the bus radio plays a news report about 300 skeletons recently discovered in an old church. These remains are said to be over 200 years old. The students and staff are spooked by the eerie coincidence. While the driver tries to get help using a walkie-talkie, she receives no response. A short distance away, 3 girls from the bus are secretly smoking. A coach approaches and catches them in the act. They quickly try to hide their cigarettes, but the coach knows what they're up to. He simply warns them, smoking causes cancer, and walks away. Afterward, the bus driver joins the girls for a smoke herself. After some time, the driver decides that they can continue their trip by using the spare tire. Everyone gets back on the bus, and they set off again, hoping to reach their destination without any further trouble. As night fell, Jack worked hard, making a special tool to kill the Creeper. He was filled with anger and the need for revenge after losing his son to the creature. He wouldn't stop until it was dead. Meanwhile, on the bus, a girl named Minxie fell asleep. In her dream, she saw a boy from the past, and then Jack's son appeared too. They both told her that the Creeper was coming toward the bus. Minxie felt scared, and then she saw something strange. She saw the Creeper throw a throwing star at the bus. Just as she dreamed, she woke up and heard a loud bang. The bus had been hit, and another tire was flat, just like in her dream. Everyone on the bus was frightened. The driver told them all to get off so the coach could light some flares and try to get help. Everyone stood outside in the dark, hoping someone would stop and help them. As the driver checked the tires, she saw something terrifying. Another throwing star had punctured the tire, but this one looked even weirder than the first. She showed it to the coach, and they both stared at it in shock and fear. They realized they are in serious danger. The Creeper is not done with them yet, and they are stuck in the middle of nowhere with no help in sight. The monster is still out there, watching, waiting for its chance to strike again. At the same time, the Creeper arrives and grabs the coach, who was lighting the flares on the road. Everyone is too stunned to understand what just happened. The driver and the coach quickly tell everyone to get back inside the bus. The students do as they're told, but just as they settle inside, the Creeper comes again and takes the driver with him. One of the students sees this and gets terrified. When the coach asks him what happened, he says a flying creature took the driver. No one believes him at first. They think it's impossible for someone to be flown away. The student insists that it wasn't a made-up story, that he saw it happen. Hearing this, the bus fills with nervous chatter. The coach tries to calm everyone down, but suddenly, the Creeper appears again. He grabs the coach and flies him away. The students try to save him, but it's no use. The Creeper takes the coach into the sky. The students are left frozen in fear, watching helplessly as it happens. They quickly lock the bus doors from the inside. The creeper returns and stares at the students through the bus windows, like it's searching for its potential victims, trying to decide who has the parts it needs to regenerate itself. After a moment, he leaves, but not before Minxie suddenly collapses. Her eyes go blank, and she falls into another dream. In her dream, she's back on the farm, staring at a straw man that isn't a straw man at all. It's the creeper. Once again, she encounters the boy from part 1, who is humming a tune. Minxie asks him what he's doing, and he answers, "I wake up every 23 years for 23 days to feed." Minxie, now curious and worried, asks, "What does it eat?" The boy answers, "It eats us." At that moment, Minxie wakes up, shaken. She tells everyone about her dream, about the boy who warned her that the creeper would kill and eat them all. But no one believes her. They think she's just dreaming or imagining things. Despite their disbelief, Minxie's mind is strong, and she begins to see the boy whenever the creeper is near. She realizes that he's a sign of danger. Meanwhile, Jack and his son drive by a car, its condition clearly wrecked. Seeing it, they know instantly that the creeper is behind all the chaos. As they pass by, they hear someone on a walkie-talkie calling for help. It's one of the students, thinking he's talking to the police. "That horrible creature will kill us. Please save us," he pleads. After hearing this, Jack and his son don't hesitate. They head straight for the location where the students are, determined to help them and stop the creeper once and for all. The creeper grabbed a student by the head, ready to take him away. But a brave girl quickly acted, plunging a rod into the creeper's eye. In pain, he released the boy, and as he pulled the rod from his head, part of his head came off with it. Still, the creeper didn't die. He flew off and crashed onto the bus roof. The students, thinking he was dead, noticed one of his wings peeking through a crack in the roof. One student began making fun of the creeper's wing, but suddenly, the creeper struck back, grabbing the student's head and ripping it clean off. The creeper then took the student's head and used it as his own, replacing his own damaged one. After doing this, he flew away. Seizing the opportunity, the remaining students made a break for safety. But as they ran, the creeper returned, attacking one of them with a throwing star, killing him instantly. He then threw a knife, which pierced Scott's hand and pinned it to a tree. Scott's friends rushed to free him and managed to pull his hand loose, but before they could escape, the creeper snatched him away. His friends could only watch in shock and terror. Meanwhile, Minxie had been separated from the group. Luckily, Jack and his son found her and brought her back to the bus. Just then, another student entered the bus, finding 2 other students who had been hiding there. They asked him if the creeper had followed him, and he assured them he hadn't. He explained he couldn't find a safe place and had come back to the bus instead. But suddenly, the creeper appeared and struck him, causing him to faint. Soon after, Jack, Minxie, and Jack's son arrived, and Jack struck the creeper with a harpoon, injuring him. The creeper retreated but wasn't defeated. 3 of the students saw a car nearby and tried to escape in it. The creeper chased them down, but the driver slammed on the brakes, causing the creeper to crash into the car. 2 students managed to escape unhurt, though one of them suffered an injured leg. The creeper's wing, hand, and foot were also injured in the crash, but he tried to kill the injured boy to regenerate his own damaged body parts. At that very moment, Jack attacked the creeper again with the harpoon, striking his head. The creeper stumbled, trying desperately to pull the harpoon from his head. Jack, filled with rage and a thirst for revenge, attacked the creeper repeatedly, aiming to avenge his son's death. Despite the onslaught, the creeper didn't die. He just fell into a deep slumber, as the 23rd day had come to an end. Minxie then revealed to the group that the creeper would awaken again in 23 years. Years later, we see a group of students visiting Jack's house to see the creeper. All that remained of the creeper was a skeleton, as Jack, now an old man, stood nearby. He had been waiting for this moment, knowing that in just 3 days, the creeper would rise again. As he prepared, he clutched his harpoon, ready to finish the creeper once and for all when he woke. And so, our story ends. Or does it? Who will have the upper hand when that moment arrives? Only time will tell. One thing is certain, the creeper's evil isn't gone. It waits, buried, ready to rise when we least expect it. If this story sent chills down your spine, share it with those who love a good scare. And if you're drawn to tales of mystery, darkness, and horror, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep watching the shadows.